Hi everyone, Shell here, Shell's Nails. So I'm going to do my nails today. I'm going to use some of this Creed Use set. I may have shown it in another video. I'll just give you a quick look at it. So we've got a box of tips. So we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 sizes. You get a little file. So you're probably a 180, 100 usually. I've got a little lamp. Now these are quite good, the little lamps, but I'm not going to use this today because I have me bendy lamp, which I prefer. And also you get a dehydrator and a nail glue. I think that is it. Yeah, that's it. So that's what you get in the kit. Okay, this is from Creed U. So let's have a look at the sizes. Now I've done this hand. This is Icicle. I'm going to do some Icicle nails. Now these don't run very big. I've got a little bit of builder gel on my nails just to protect them, but there's not much on there, and they literally just fit. I mean, yeah, just fit, and that's a 0. I'm normally a 1, so these run on the small side. Also, while I'm being honest, they're quite flat. So unless you were going to put a decent amount of gel inside there, which I couldn't on the thumb because they just fit, you'd have to build them up, which I've done with these nails, but I'll show you anyway. So that's the tips. Let me just get some I prepared earlier. So we'll get these on. This is my not polish flashy lamp, just to the side here. So I've put some primer inside the tips, which these ones are etched. You don't have to do that if you don't want to, but I prefer to just use use that. And also these are top coated, and I'm going to use me peel off. This particular one I like because it works. I've scratched with the file, thin file, I've scratched the edges on all the nails, so this will adhere to the edges, and I find they last as long as I want them to. So yeah, so it works for me. So let's get, now I always sort of try and bend them a little bit. Get my lamp, and then I'll just show you doing a couple. I haven't got much of this left. I've got another bottle, but I want to use whatever's left in the bottom first. So as I say, I can't really put too much in here because this won't fit otherwise. So I'm going to use my finger underneath, and I'm going to place it on, and as soon as it gets to the edge, I'm going to zap it. Just fits. Go on. That'll do. And get the next one. Do another one just to show you, and then we'll crack on with the rest of it. Getting the right amount in there is the awkward bit, really. It's just trial and error. So this is, and I managed to cut my finger. I'll put that on ready this time. So I've got a wonky cuticle on this nail, so I'm just going to push it back. So I'm going to put it on at the cuticle, Make sure I get it straight and give it a zap. There we go. Right, so I'll get the rest on, I'll be back. So I'm just going to take a little bumpy bit off. Just where they're attached to the plastic. Off. Now, normally I would go around the cuticles, etc. But I'm just going to show you this particular peel off base. The reason I like it is because it just peels off. If you get any on the outside of the nail, it doesn't want to peel off. There you go. But it does. It must be underneath. So there, it just peels off like that. So if you get any on the outside of the tip, that's some more there. Just use that. You see it just peels off. You can file it off if you want to. I just find it easier just to peel it off. Just right. So after that, I would file around the cuticle, and I would use a acetone just to melt it in a little bit to me. But I'm not keeping these on very long, so these are just like an interim set before I do my Christmas nails. So that's what I would normally do with that. But anyway, we'll just crack on and do the design that we're going to do. Right, so underneath is where we're going to put, I'll do the thumb because I think it might be easier for you to see. So I'm going to put some primer under there and let it dry. Same on these two. Just going to push it right up to that my own nail, because these three are going to be the icicle nails. This is just an easy way to do it if you want to do it this way. So I've got the Born Pretty solid soft gel. You can use any gel you want. I just find this is easy to work with. So I'll get it on my palette. It's, like I say, it's not very sticky. Under my nail. You can use the back of that, which is quite handy. So just squash it out so that it's right up the side of your nail in there, right to the edge, and just keep pulling it round. You don't need very much. You might think you do, but you don't. Right, so then what you want to do is you just want to push some holes into it. You can use a nail, you can use a wood stick, you can use whatever you like. Just create some gaps in it, like so. And that sort of gives you that icicle sort of nail. And I'm just going to make sure that that's going right to the corner. But we are going to cover this bit anyway. So we're going to do a little bit of marble. Some more of that base coat on. There you go, just scrapes off. So we'll give that a cure. This is 60 seconds in the lamp, but I'll just give it, I don't know, 10 seconds just to make sure it doesn't, to be fair, it doesn't really go anywhere. It's quite solid. I'll do. And then I'll do another one with you just to show you again. So again, just flatten it out a bit, pop it inside your nail. You can use whatever you want to squash it down. But do try and make sure you get it right up to your nail. You don't want any lumpy bumpy bits around that area, because when your nail goes out it'll irritate you probably. Just don't make it too thick. It goes a long way. It's so pretty, this. This comes in all different colours. There's a white one if you want white. I just wanted this sort of bluey colour. I had an idea of what I wanted, so this one matched the best. Is that about it? And then just put like marks in it, push it around so you get gaps on this side. Like so. That's in the lamp. We'll get them cured and then we'll do the next step. Alright, so that's them cured. So I'm going to take my top coat, I'm going to get most of the top coat off it, and then I'm just going to rub it into the, because this will be tacky, but you don't want to glob it on because you don't want to fill all these gaps in, so you just want to press it in. Make sure you're not getting it on your skin. I mean, like I say, it's easier to do it before you stick your nail on. You just got to make sure you know where your natural nail is. Same with these two. That should do it. Quick cure. Well, that's in the lamp. I shall tell you about these, and then that's it. My lamp's working. Let's take it. So we have these are the colours. I'm going to do a marble. So the top of my nail where there's just a nail bed. I could have painted my nails a pretty pink, and I wouldn't have to do anything, or a pale blue. but I wanted to do a marbled sort of over the top so that the icicle bits just peeking through. So we've got, oh excuse me, so we've got Amor Azul, we'll have Bold White and April Showers, and the top coat and base coat that I'm using are Born Pretty because they're my favourite. And we have some blooming gel, which is from Neo. Yes, I know I'm not mixing all of the things, but it doesn't matter. So I'm gonna give this a shaky shake. So this is a cat eye, so make sure you shake your cat eye. In fact, I'll shake them all because it's been a few days since I did the other hand. Don't need to shake that. Just being a wally. So then we'll get that's that one, and then we want this is a gorgeous polish, even if you don't use it as a cat eye. My room's cold, so they're quite thick. Here we go. Oop. Right, so I'm just gonna go through it like that. Give that a wipe. The Smurfy hairs. Now let's do the thumb. So I'm just gonna put me builder base on first, just to strengthen them, and then it gives the polish something to adhere to. Normally I would buff them or I would put primer on, but as I said, I'm not too fussed because they'll not be on that long. Probably not even a week. It's hard to believe, isn't it? It's Christmas next, well, as I'm filming this, it will be Christmas next week, which is just mind blown. Right, and another little tip that we're going to do, this is Aimeili, it's HEMA free as well. This is a builder base, so you can build your nail with this if you want. This is great for repairing your nails, you know, if you get a split nail or anything, it's really good. Right, so we've got those done. I should have done the other two while I was on, but I didn't. So you don't want loads of blooming gel because otherwise it'll make the nail thick and bumpy. So a nice coat. There. So I've got this brush to pick this up with, and I've got this brush just to go around the cuticle a little bit, just so it's not bare. So just, you can swipe whichever bit you want out of there and then just get it on the nail. So we're not going to quite cover it, but we're just going to, like so. So I've got a bubble there, so we need to burst the bubble. There's the bubble. And then just pull the polish around the cuticle just so it doesn't look too bare. If you need to take it down the sides a little bit, take it down the side, and then just before I put it in the lamp, I normally get a bit of clean tissue, just pull that excess off the sides. Ah, you see, I've lost it there. Well done, Michelle. But because it's marble, it doesn't matter. Fantastic example, isn't it, of how not to do it. It's just because that's where the thickest amount of polish was. On one little wipe. You do not want to cure it on your skin. There we go. And that'll do. Just going to do that again because it's probably spread. But you can see that oh, bloody hairy Marys, honest to God. Nothing's gone right since I started doing this video, I won't lie to you. Right, get that shit in the lamp. Right, count to 10 and then we'll do another one. Just give that 10 seconds or something to lie down a day, honestly. I've had to wait 2 days since I did them ones. Right, that should do it. Okay, so yeah, right, again. So I'm going to do this one. Oh, see, I haven't put the blooming gel on. Oh, count to 10, count to 10, count to 10. Honestly. You don't have to get the blooming gel right at the edges because it'll move there anyway. Put that out of the way because we all know what I'll do. So this time, get a little bit more on the edge of there. I'm going to start at the bottom. Don't like that one. Get some of the silver. And then just start that one there. So all you're really doing is putting it where you want it, but sort of covering your nail bed up, if you know what I mean. And I'll get a little bit of silver out the top there, I think. Oh, you see how it's bulking out on the side there. So we'll get me, and it just spreads it a little bit. Here we go. Get that in the lamp. Got 10 seconds, and then we'll do the other one. Right, get these two done. So on the pointer finger, I want to have this blue. Just take your time. If you want, you can go around the cuticle with a little brush. I think we'll manage. There you go. It's alright. Don't want it getting bulky on the sides. Just give that 10 seconds. Because I'll stick my finger in out or something. And then we'll do a coat of this one. Get me magnet. That'll do. Look at that. It's like holographic cat eye. It's beautiful. And then we're just going to light it up. This one's very subtle, this one, when you light it up. And I want it sort of in the middle. So you can see the blue either side. This is just the first coat. Right, get them mute, get a second coat on, I shall be back. Alright, so as I said, these nails are flat. Can you see? Gel on myself again. It's because I normally wear cut off gloves anyway. So they're quite flat. So I'm going to build them up with the One Pretty Extension nail gel, just to give them a bit of structure. This is why I like to use, where have I put the brush? This is why I like to use sculpted tips, so you can get plenty gel inside to build a structure. So I've got, I think this is off Amazon, I'm not sure, but I'll link everything that I can in the description. If it's not in there, it's probably because I cannot find a link for it, but because some of the stuff I've had a while, like this brush. So if I'm building structure on the whole nail, I like to use it. This is a number 6, I think. And the hairy hobbits up. So scoop it and just wriggle it and tap it off the side here. And then I like to sweep it onto the nail. Some air bubbles, get them busted. So just push it up. Air bubbles, get out. That's it. So push it up. Don't go right down to the sides, because by the time you get it in the lamp, it'll have gone down the sides. And then just pull it. You don't really need any thickness here, you just need to get some structure here. So then I'm going to hold it upside down, and then I'm going to just pull the gel forward a little bit and turn it up. Have a little look, that way, make sure it's not bolting out at the sides. That's not bad. Lovely jubbly, and then get that shin the lamp. Right, so next one, so again I'm just dipping it in a little bit, excuse the noise. So a nice slip layer just helps you move the gel around. And get a scoop and then just tap it off the side to break it. And I like to roll it on like so. And then just push it up like a little, or pillow it, whatever you want to call it. I don't go too far down the sides because it'll run down there anyway. That's looking pretty good. Fuzzies. Fuzzies. And if you feel you need to, just put your hand upside down. And then we've got a nice bit of structure there. We'll need a buff, but that'll do. Shmoo. And doesn't have to be too high. So straighten the sides up. Because that's a new file. I'm going to use a new file to go around my cuticle. Just going to use the old file. I never go around my cuticles with a new file because you're just asking for trouble. If there's any little bits of polish that you file off, it's easy enough to just dab a little bit on when you're finished. Glue coming off underneath, so I'll just give it a little. That's pretty good. And I'll just do the same with all of the nails. Don't need too much doing to them, that doesn't make it too thick. If you just let the gel work for you, it'll create your, you know, keep it in the middle there and down here, and it'll, by the time you get to the lamp, it'll have settled nicely. You know, when I used to do my nails, I didn't used to use enough gel, because I found that it used to get run into my cuticles and all of that, and now what I find is if I get a good amount in the middle there and just swipe it backwards and forwards down the middle of the nail, by the time you go like that down the sides and get it in the lamp, it's settled lovely. Sounds a bit thick, never mind, I'll thin that out in a minute. I say they don't need too much, there's a little bit of a dip here, so just straighten the side up and then just pull it in. Get a little fluff from the cuticles. can see that's evening out, so you don't want to file any of this really, because you've built your structure, you've spent the time building that up. So that's nice. Yeah, I'll do shoe. And last but by no means least, Murphy at the door going mad now because he's figured out where I am. It's very early in the morning. I've been in the nail room since about 6 o'clock this morning trying to get these finished because I'm fed up with them. But obviously when I'm in between, I have to have half done nails. But I wanted to record this one because I had mentioned icicle nails in one of my videos, and a couple of people said, oh yes, please do it video. So this is said video. This is just my way of doing it, easy peasy icicle nails. There's various ways of doing it. Just everybody's got their own way. I just find this easier. You can do it before you put your tips on, like I say, which makes it like the lazy build method, which makes it even easier. About same thickness. It's a bit thick. Not that it matters because they're not going to be on long. Get them cleaned up and I shall be back. Right, and this one, I want a little bit of this just around the cuticle. Just pulling it down. Doesn't have to be perfect, just a little bit of a, it's not really icicles or anything like that, it's just a little bit of glitter down the nail. I think that'll do. Beautiful. Right, so this is one pretty super top coat because that's the one I like. I like a thin top coat. Just float that over. If you can see that underneath. Get that in the lamp. Just hold you upside down for 2 seconds. So my light line's nice. And we'll get the rest done. That glitter is stunning. Now I have filed a little too much on that side. So I would normally put a little line of blue polish, but as I said, I'm not keeping these on. So I'm not going to worry about it. When you do them nails and you see the blue poking through, I think I've probably got a bit too much marble on them, but never mind. It is what it is. You can just see it. I like the way it pokes through at the sides. And gorgeous cut eye. beautiful. Get those in the lamp. That is the Creed set of Amazon. I shall leave that in the description box for you. Here are the nails, so you can see the cracked icicle a little bit more on these ones actually. If I was to do them again, I wouldn't put quite so much marble on. And obviously they do have thingy underneath, but you can't really, you can't feel it. That's a nice one. You can just see it peeking out at the bottom and the sides. Very nice. So yeah, that is my icicle set for you. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit subscribe. Hit the notification bell, ding-a-ling-a-ling. You'll never miss an upload. Doesn't actually make a noise. And I'll see you lovely lot in the next one. Bye-bye.